Hello everyone, this is Adhish. I'm a grade 10 student from Mumbai. So today's problem is safe robots. The difficulty level of this problem is simple because you only need to know loops and the very basics of number theory, which is divisibility. So in this problem we are basically given two robots, one belonging to Alice and the other belonging to Bob. They are currently standing at two positions along a lane which has a dimension 1 cross n. N is the length of the lane and it is a single lane, it's not a grid. We are given information about this lane in a string S, where a dot represents an empty cell, A represents Alice's robot, and the character B represents Bob's robot. And we are guaranteed that the position at which A appears will be less than the position at which B appears. We are also given two integers SA and SB, which denote the size of the jumps of Alice's robot and Bob's robot. So each time Alice's robot takes a jump of size SA to the right and Bob's robot takes a jump of size SB to the left, and they do this simultaneously in 1 second. They basically jump together and they jump at the same time together. So the jumps will stop only when one of the robots go out of the grid. So if they go out of the string S, both the robots will stop. One robot will be at the ending of the grid and the other ending of the lane, and the other robot will stop wherever they are. And we need to check whether there is any point of time when both the robots are standing on the same cell. And if this happens, this will create an unsafe situation. So we have to print unsafe if both the robots will ever be at the same position together, and we need to print safe otherwise. So let's say, for example, we have a string which is of length 4, which represents the 4 elements in the lane. The first position is the character A and the fourth position is the character B, and the second and third positions are empty cells, and the distance between A and B is 3. So each robot travels one cell at a time, so their jump is of length 1, and hence A will travel to the right once and B will travel to the left once. So after 1 second they are at positions 2 and 3. Then on the second they go to positions 3 and 2, so they don't meet each other because, as it's mentioned in the problem statement, they do not go to cells in between. They directly jump to the cells, SA cells ahead and SB cells to the left, and that's why they won't meet each other. They'll be at Alice will be at 3 and Bob will be at 2, and then they will basically reach the end of the grid. So that's why it's safe, because they will not cross each other. However, in the second example, Alice will move 2 steps to the right, so at second 3 Alice will be over here, and Bob will also move 2 steps towards the left, so at second 3 even Bob will be over here, and that's why they will meet each other at the middle cell, and it's an unsafe situation, so we will print unsafe. So the key idea for the general case, when you have an A somewhere, you have some dots and you have some B, the key idea is to find the distance between A and B, which is given by the position of B minus the position of A in the string. So we can find this in O of n, the two positions and the distance between A and B. And the key idea is that since the robots need to travel a total distance of distance AB, so let's say that they do meet at some point, let's say that they meet at some middle point somewhere, then the key idea is that once A comes here and once B comes here, the total distance which they have traveled is equal to distance of A of B, is equal to dist A from B, and that's why we basically need to check whether this distance of A of B is equal to some time t times the length of the jump, because we know that in 1 second they travel SA and SB each, and that's why the total distance which they travel is time t into SA plus SB, and we need to check whether some t exists, some integral t exists, which satisfies the condition that dist AB is equal to t into SA plus SB. Now this value of t is given by distance of A to B divided by SA plus SB, and this distance should be an integer. I mean this time should be an integer. So this time value will be an integer only if SA plus SB divides distance of AB, which basically means that distance of AB should be divisible by SA plus SB, and that's the only condition which we need to check. So basically we just need to check whether distance of A of B is divisible by SA plus SB, because if that condition is met true, then we know that they meet at some integer time at some point in between. Why? Because we know that they travel a distance which is pos B minus pos A, and that distance value is also equal to T into SA plus SB. So now I'll show you the code implementing the exact same idea. So in the code, first I take in the value of T, which is the number of test cases. For each test case, I take in the string S. I take in SC and SB. I initialize pos A and pos B to be -1. And for each character in S, if the character is equal to A, we'll set pos A to be I. Otherwise, we'll set pos B to be I. And the distance is given by pos B minus pos A. So this is the distance AB. And if this distance is divisible by SA plus SB, we will print unsafe. Otherwise, we'll print safe. It's unsafe because we know that A and B will meet at some point in between, and it's safe because we know that A and B will not meet at some point in between, because the point at which they meet will not be an integer time. So that's all for this problem, and you can verify this code gets accepted. So if you had any doubts, do leave them in the comments down below.